Okay, just like the parabola, the hardest examples tend to be when I have to do completing the square to get something in standard form. So this is an equation of an ellipse in what's called general form, which we'll talk about later in the chapter. And I need to transform it first. So I'm going to have to do some completing the square. So first thing I want to do is group my x's. So I'm going to bring 4x squared and negative 32x together. Then I'm going to group my y's. So I'll have y squared and 16y. And then I'm going to move the 124 to the other side. Okay? Now, to complete the square, I need to factor out a 4 here. So I have x squared minus 8x. And there's nothing that needs to be factored out of that. And if I take half of negative 8 and square it, I'd get a plus 16. But it's not just 16 that's being added to the side, it's 16 times 4, so I need to balance things out by putting a plus 64 over there. I do half of 16y, which is going to be positive 8, and I'm going to square that, and it'll give me another 64. And that is just a straight 64, because 1 times 64 would give me that. So now if I rewrite this, I would get x minus 4 squared, and y plus 8 squared. And over here, those together are 128 minus 124 would give me 4. Now this is not in standard form yet because that needs to be a 1. So I'm going to divide everybody by 4. So in the whole equation, I'm dividing everybody by 4. So this would end up giving me x minus 4 squared. And I'm going to write it over 1, just 4 over 4, because that'll help me. And then here, since that was a 1, when I do that division, I'm just going to have it over 4, and this equals 1. So that's nice because now it looks like the form that I'm used to seeing, where I know that the center, let me switch colors so it stands out a little bit more. The center is going to be where? At 4, negative 8. And I would know that a is equal to the square root of the bigger number, b is equal to the square root of the smaller number, and c is equal to a squared minus b squared, and then take the square root. So I'd get the square root of 3. If I wanted to find out what the eccentricity is, I could just say it's c over a, so the eccentricity is square root of 3 over 2. If I wanted to know where the foci would be, since this thing is opening up or down, not opening, but it's vertical, then I would be adding 2, or excuse me, square root of 3 to that center. So I'd say 4, negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 3. That's my foci. And if I wanted to find my vertices, oh, this is where I'm running out of space because I like to find all 4 of them. I'm going to go up or down 2, so I'd get 4, negative 6, and 4, negative 10. And then I'm going to go left or right from the center 1, so I'd have 5, negative 8, and 3, negative 8. So I hope that all showed up. Just lost a little bit at the end. So the 5, negative 8, and the 3, negative 8, and that would be the ends of the axes. I would have the center, I would have the foci, and I would even have the eccentricity. And so if I put that on a coordinate plane, I could graph it pretty easy. And so I got that all out of that big ugly equation that I started with.